So the KPA Dockers have lost to A Sporting 103-59. They lost this game by 46 points. But before we start, I just want to ask this question, like, where are all the morons and chumps that were there in my comment section coming here and saying that, you don't know anything, KPA, they won even without your support, nini. Talk up. Where are you now? When the team is us, you won't support it. But when they win by 4 points, that's when you support it. KPA had a fluke game yesterday. They didn't know what they're getting into. Sporting just finished this game at the second quarter. It was a no contest. It was just a Sporting smacking them around for 30 total minutes from the second quarter to the fourth quarter. It was a no contest. Getting beat by 46 points, conceding 103 points. So let's just talk about this. So KPA, they shot poorly. There was nothing, especially from three. Like yesterday, they shot well from three, but in this game, when it mattered in the finals, the team was just straight ass. It was just straight garbage, and there was nothing that was coming from anybody. Then nothing. Like 17% from three, 36% on 2-point field goals, 30% from the field. You could see Sporting just had a strategy. They just knew KPA don't have the ability to shoot the outside ball, so it was easy for Sporting to just get by that, and they were able to make the game so uncompetitive to the point where they're just jacking up threes. They were scoring from three, scoring inside, steals, and overall it was just a dominating performance. In the rebounds, Sporting only one rebound shy, so in the size you could see they knew what they were doing. They had 31. They dished out 31 assists, 17 steals. KPA averaged 20 turnovers per game. This game was no different. They had 24 turnovers. And overall, it was just a dominating performance from Sporting. One of the most one-sided finals I've seen in recent times. I believe even the last year's Africa Women's Cup was not this one-sided, but this one was just something else. And even looking at the main contributors to this, you can see you've got a very breakout performance from Hagar Amer in the first quarter. In the first half, she had 18 points. She rounded out this game with 32 total points, a game high, and she played 29 minutes. So she was actually quite efficient, 61% from the field, and 6 for 6 from the line, and 4 of it from deep. So she was actually quite good in there. Then you've got Sierra Janae Dillard. She was actually sensational. She had 17 points, 55% shooting, and she was one of those players that led the team in steals with 4 steals. So her steals were just key. She had 4 assists and only 1 turnover, and in 6 rebounds, 4 assists. So you can see she was very good in this matchup. Then if you look at on the KPS side, oh my god, we just had them useless players playing useless basketball all over again. Every player had a negative plus minus. Victoria Reynolds had a game low, 12 points, 24 minutes played. I've got Antoine Bannister, 5 points. I mean, you're just accustomed to Jacksonville players just playing this crap. So what a waste of a roster spot. Honestly, absolute fraud. I don't even know why she got paid. Even number 0, she was listed as a DNP. Diana Pierre from USA, another useless signing. I don't know. The KPA scouting is just abysmal. Natalie, she reverted back to factory settings. She reverted back to factory settings. 16 minutes played, 5 points. 2 of 9, 1 of 6. It was just a run-of-the-mill performance from her. Coming off 26 points. It's expected. It's expected for her to have such a performance. I was not surprised. Medina, she was only limited to 11 points, 4 of 10 shooting from the field. I don't know why she was attempting a 3, so there's that. Then we've got, who else? Got Aminata. She had a good game. She had in 23 minutes play, she had 16 points. This was the only breakout game that she had, and she struggled with 4 personal fouls. She led the lead in 4 personal fouls. So overall, it was just a very pathetic game, especially coming from Victoria Reynolds. She had a very poor game in the final. She showed up very small. Antoine Bannister, she's a fraud. She can't do anything on the court. In the next video, I'll do a player ratings. This one I'm just giving an overview of what really happened in this game because it's just funny. Let's look at the short chat because this one Oh my god, KPA were just out. Even in the team comparison, look at this. Like in the first quarter, it was you could think like it was competitive. You know, there were trading blows in there. KP started off strong with 0 for 5. Then in the second quarter, that's where they got smacked to reality. And the lead kept ballooning. The lead ballooned. KP at some point forgot how to play basketball. At the end of the third and start midway to the fourth, you could see the blowout was just looming, and they just scored the least amount of points in the fourth. They only scored 10 points in the fourth. At this point, Sporting were just looking towards just scoring 100 points, so they didn't like have much pressure in scoring. But the high pressure quarters were the second quarter and the third quarter, where a Sporting led the second quarter 36 points, and this is the point where I just knew for a fact this game was done. I even had a live stream just talking about this, and I just knew the game was done at this point. There was nothing stopping Sporting from winning this game. You know, one of the most one-sided beatdowns, getting beat by 46 points. At some point it was even 50 points. Sometime you could see like Victoria Reynolds was just, you know, hitting a three to cut the lead to like 42. What a very poor, pathetic performance. Like you just look at a player, and you just know like this is a player that is not even built for those moments. And it tells you, the stat sheet tells you. The Equity Hawks finished number 6. I'll make a video talking about them. But the KP are just true frauds. Like the previous game, the REG game, they balled out, but I just knew the way they played there, they didn't have enough legs or rest, because they're just overwhelmed with like, you know, we're in the finals, we can do this. But looking at the team that they're going to face, Sporting has beaten them twice. The first go around was a blowout. It was not even as brutal. The second one was an absolute thorough beatdown. I was expecting at least KPA to make this game close, but unfortunately that didn't happen because, you know, KPA is a weak, you know, it's a pretending, KPA is just nothing but a pretending finals team that thought that they were elite by beating REG, but going in to play against the defending champions who are a tier above them, like 2 tiers, even 3 tiers above them, they failed, and they don't have the ability to play at that level, because even at the quality that there was on the roster, there was not enough to be able to do that. We know the players, their production. We already know what these players can do. This player is not skilled. They are not skilled. They only skill like when they decide to be skilled. But given like the run of the mill performances we have seen, this is a team that has no direction or vision or even future. Look at this. Negative plus minus. I don't even know if they read the stat sheet. You can see the player with the most negative plus minus is Medina. Plus minus for minus 37. Honestly, one thing I even thought to myself, you can take any of these players, yeah, and put them in any single team you can put them in any team in the African Women's Basketball League, and none of them will stand out. None of them. A player we might think that is good here, but if you look at them and you put them in another team, they will not stand out. They're all crap, all of them. I'm not even saying this because I don't like them. I'm just saying this because it's the reality. As a coach, I will just get rid of some players on the roster. They're just useless. I'll get rid of Hilda. Hilda was nothing. She couldn't hit anything. She had 3 personal fouls, 1 turnover. She only had 2 rebounds and a steal. The only stats that really mattered from her side, you could see any 13 minutes played. What a waste of a roster spot, honestly. Selena, 0 points, nothing. You know, three turnovers, 2 personal fouls, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Medina got shut down. She's not even the best player in the tournament when it comes to rebounding. There are other better players they're better players at player position. Victoria Reynolds, despite her even scoring like a lot in the KPA, there are better players that scored better and averaged better numbers. So yeah, I mean, none of these players will stand out anywhere because there's no skill, there's no nothing. Like there's nothing in this team. By even looking at the stat sheet, tells you everything. Even at the short chart, let's check the short chart. Look at this. All those X's from 3, all those misses in the perimeter, and all those misses in mid range. It's just so pathetic. Like you just look at this, you just ask yourself, why did you bring Antoine Bannister? Why? He's a useless player, honestly. He's a player that cannot help you anywhere. She only had 1 3 and 1 inside shot. That's it. very useless. Hilda, very useless. Natalie, she forgot how to shoot. Yes, she forgot how to shoot today. She only shot better yesterday. It was only for one game, but she reverted to her factory default settings, and this is the type of production she produces. Came out very small. I mean, she's absolutely nothing. Becky, nothing. Nothing. Like Medina, I don't know what she was thinking taking these three, because there's no production coming from her side. She's missing shots inside. She has zero footwork, and something that I even mentioned. Belinda, she couldn't hit anything. Selena couldn't hit anything all game. Rita Oloch, at least she tried, but she missed there. She was listed at DNP. Victoria Reynolds, my god, from deep she was just horrendous. I mean, Nata, she had a good game, especially shooting from three. She was good, and this was actually her breakout game. She had not been able to find her rhythm in the whole tournament, and all I can just say is I was right. Even after like the quote unquote backlash I got yesterday talking about KPA, I'm just laughing because I'm not saying I got vindicated today, but I predicted that KPA are not much for A-Sporting, considering the fact that they already played A-Sporting about 3 days ago. So I knew for a fact that KPA are not going to be able to like have a walk in the park in this game. So it was just going to be an easy game for A-Sporting. So yeah, and they lost by 46 points. So this beatdown was actually worse than what they got 3 days ago. And I honestly knew for a fact that KPA don't even stand a chance in the finals. They were just happy after beating REG. They gave themselves like them names that they're elite. Yeah, I saw a lot of morons in my comment section trying to troll in the comments saying that I don't know what I'm saying. But where are they now? They will not comment anything. They will not say anything in these after this game. They're all quiet. I was expecting them to even have that same energy, but you can see they're all hypocrites, they're all champs, they're all idiots, they're all bum asses. They are all idiots, all of them, who try to come in and try to say that they know what they're talking about, but they apparently don't even know what they're talking about. Some of the people who even comment don't even know when the game was starting. So how could you help such a human being? This was the last game of the tournament. It was the last game in the finals, and KPA just came up very small. And I just knew for a fact that they didn't have what it takes to be able to win this ball game. And quite frankly, I just knew it. Even I called it yesterday when I made a video. Even if you had put this game even next week or even next month or even on Christmas Day, they will still not get the job done because they're a shit team. KPA, none of those players in KPA can stand out when you put them in any other team. And this performance will tell you everything. They only had one good performance against RAG yesterday. It was a fluke. This team has just been up and down all through the tournament. They worked their way to the finals. They beat the Equity Hawks, which was a given. They beat RAG luckily. It was a 4-point game. People forget. It's not like they dominated. Then they got beat by 46 points by A-Sporting. But funny enough, nobody's even talking about that. I had even another KPA bench player who was not even logged any minutes calling me yesterday telling me about you're gonna make a video yesterday, you're waiting for your video. I mean, what they're so funny, man. I don't want to say like I predicted like their failure, but I just knew for a fact that it was just a one-hit wonder game, and I just knew for a fact that KPA don't have what it takes. They don't have the metal. They don't have championship DNA like that. They don't have continental basketball DNA like that. They don't know how to play efficient basketball. They are filled with players who don't even know where they stand. They are very inconsistent. A player is comfortable scoring 5 points in a whole game or even going scoreless in a whole game. It doesn't bother them. And the funny thing is, the two Americans that they got in the roster are very useless. I mean, it was just a waste of money. It was a waste of roster spot. And I will come up with a video talking about the player ratings on both the KPA and Equity team, because the Equity, they finished number 6 today. They lost their game by 30 points. We're gonna talk about that. So yeah, man, I mean, those are just my raw thoughts after watching this game. I'm just fascinated with like how the players not how the players, also the fans just switch up when the team wins and the team loses. I laughed so hard. Remember, my bracket didn't even change because the only thing that changed was REG and KPA. If I just swap that, it's the same thing. So yeah, I mean, A Sporting versus REG would have been much more competitive. So we got treated to like the snooze fest with KPA, which is a very inferior team. They're a pretending finals team. I don't think this is a team that can amount to anything significant. They're just overrated. They think that they have big name players, but they don't have any. You might think that the MVP, like you'll get like a high scorer in the team, but you can't get any because they're very inconsistent. They quit. They're just borderline useless players in there. And there's nothing. Even the new signings that they brought in like three new players who, honestly, their production is in question. It's funny that they were just willing to throw away money on some useless players like that. So yeah, man, that's how I think. So I'm gonna come up with a video talking about the player ratings, and I'll just give you my honest and unbiased take. So if you guys like the video, make sure you leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think. And I'm out. Peace.